Alright guys, welcome to another video. Actually, another Bronco video. It's been a while since I've made a Bronco video, actually. My Bronco was not picked up for the 2021 model year, so I got delayed to 2022. And, of course, by this time, dealers have their demos in, and I'm going to go ahead and take a look at one of them. With such a long wait, I'm kind of 50-50 on the Bronco now. But I'm going to go take a look at one and see what I would be missing out on if I didn't end up waiting for the Bronco. See if it's actually worth the wait. I'll find out today. When I go take a look at it, my local dealer has a Wild Track with soft top, obviously 2.7 Sasquatch on the Wild Track in Cyber Orange. So let's go ahead, get down to the dealer, check it out, and we'll go from there. Oh man, this is it, huh? Frick. How's the soft top on this guy? It's not too bad. Wild Track two-tone interior. Go mode selector, obviously automatic. Some sort of, or it has sport mode compared to the Badlands.
Correct.
But the Badlands only, or no, the Badlands has something like, maybe they say they use Baja mode.
Which is your GOAT modes, which will be here, and you switch those up on the screen.
Yeah.
Normal, eco, sport, slippery, mud ruts, sand, Baja.
Ah, but then we get in 4 high.
Correct. And you get the trail cam.
Oh, that's nice. I haven't driven a 2.7 EcoBoost yet.
Really?
No, just a 3.5.
They're pretty good. Yeah. They've got plenty of get up and go.
I'm curious to see how it is with the Sasquatch package. You know,
oh yeah.
Carrying the tires and whatnot.
Yeah, yeah. The 2.3 actually has a decent amount of get up and go. It's pretty comparable to the 2.7, especially with the manual.
Yeah.
But honestly, I don't think I'm gonna get one until they put a V8 in it, and I definitely don't want to pay 220 grand to get one.
Oh yeah, Desert Racer.
Yep.
That guy. Dude, that'd be sick, but no way.
No way. And then they've been talking about the Bronco. Which one was it?
Yeah, no. I mean, in the city here, it does pretty good actually.
Yeah.
Like,
absolutely.
It's always a mistake coming into places like this, because then I can't make up my mind. Like, man, if I had one of these, like, Browns Camp trails are open now.
Oh yeah.
Unlike the Raptor. Maybe like a quarter of them I can do in the Raptor.
Yeah.
Things just too wide.
Yep. One time I went on a test drive in this exact Bronco, and the last person forgot to latch the hood off. As soon as we got on the highway, it flew open.
Jeez.
I was like, pull over real quick.
Just real quick.
It'll take 5 seconds, I swear.
Not bad, actually. Gosh, it's weird. It actually almost feels like a bit smoother than the Raptor.
Oh yeah. I mean, your Raptor's a 6-speed, correct?
Yeah, but like suspension-wise, and going over like just the little imperfections in the road, like manhole covers and stuff, it almost feels like it's smoother.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You may have just went and got food. No, that's not it. That was one of ours, though.
That's it. No, I think the Mach 1 be good for what I do.
Yeah.
Just like, especially with all the car people I know.
Right.
Like you and like I know a bunch of people with vets and of course mine.
Yep.
I don't really know anyone to go off-roading with. I mean,
yeah.
especially, like, I don't know anyone who's going to try and do a black diamond.
True.
either. So.
Yep. Red as well.
Gets out of its own way.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm actually surprised you don't get that much roof noise from the soft top.
And you get even less with the hard top.
Yeah.
It's really not that bad.
So with all the orders that did come in, were they mainly soft tops, or did you get a couple hard tops?
We had a first edition that was a hard top. That was the very first one we got. It was the light blue that they don't even use that color anymore.
Yeah.
And then that 2-door. And then we got another 2-door in Area 51. Or no, Cactus Gray. That was a hard top as well.
Yeah.
It's mostly the 2-doors that are coming in that are hard tops, not the 4-doors.
See, it seems like the turbos are actually spooled up on this thing compared to the 3.5.
Oh yeah. And when we get back, we'll pop the hood so you can actually see the turbo.
Actually?
It's in plain sight, yeah. But it's like a tiny little Garrett turbo. little
35 millimeter.
Yeah. It gets the job done though.
Yeah.
Windows. It's weird that they're not over here, but it makes sense that because the doors come off. They want to
Opening the
minimize
doors
the
kind of
wiring.
sketched me out because I thought the door was going to hit the mirror.
Nope, they don't do that. Let's put it right next to the Bronco Sport, and then I can pull it in. Because if you scrape it on the sides, it's your ass. If I scrape it, it's fine.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Probably does it a little bit better than my Raptor off-road, if I'm honest. Lockers. What's it? Oh, is this the trail turn assist guy?
Yeah, and your all your locking diffs and everything up there. It's on the left side.
Oh, that guy's tiny.
Yep. Like I said, the tiniest little Garrett turbo ever.
Aren't these? Is it 2.7? Isn't it twin?
Technically it's a single turbo, but it's a twin scroll turbo.
Oh, okay. So it's like the little BMW thing.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
So it's a single turbo with 2 turbines technically.
They don't have an engine cover or anything?
Nope.
Huh?
And it's kind of a mangled mess under there.
Yeah, no.
There's a lot going on.
It's not something I would want to work on.
No.
Probably something just to tune and
Yep.
do an intake.
Warranty work.
Yeah.
Bronco, the front bumper is plastic, and it looks terrible.
Yeah.
I would always go with the modular 100% of the time.
And then, yeah, because these guys are removable.
Mm-hmm.
And these are the crash bars.
I believe so.
These look like they're not going to do anything. This
It's
guy,
under warranty, it's okay.
yeah, this guy already has them removed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. They sure are nice rigs, though.
They are 100%.
I might be a little bit tight back here for a full-size adult.
Yeah.
But
like I was saying, but you can also move that a little forward.
yeah,
Because it goes under just like a Mustang. To like fit somebody comfortably, the front passenger has to like push the seat all the way up.
Yeah.
Put their feet under the dash.
all right. Speaking of Bronco stuff, let's see what the latest little goodie item is today. Is it a flag? It appears as such. All right, Bronco flag. Let's go ahead and fly it off the Raptor. Okay, now that we've driven the Bronco, I'll go ahead, give you guys a quick summary review of what I thought of the Bronco. Am I gonna wait for it? So let's go ahead and get straight into it. So starting right off with the motor, the 2.7, that's the only motor I'd really consider getting in the Bronco, of my own anyways. That motor for the Bronco feels just about perfect. Compared to the 3.5 liter EcoBoost, It's a lot smoother, it's a lot more free revving. Compared to the 3.5, the turbos feel like they're spooled up more, ready to go, and it really doesn't feel like there's much lag at all. The power felt consistent through the rev range. It had enough torque to get off the line in the city, and in terms of passing power on the highway, with the 10-speed, it's probably just enough for most people. Of course, I like to have a little bit more because I'm a bit of a power junkie, but it's just like the Raptor, just like the 3.5 EcoBoost in terms of passing power on the highway. Now the 10-speed as well, compared to some of the earlier 10-speeds I've driven, doesn't seem like it's searching around for gears. I drove it in sport mode because, well, that's kind of how I drive my vehicles anyways. With the 10-speed, it gave it plenty of gear ratio to work with the power it's got. So in terms of power delivery, it was really smooth. I was actually surprised that it actually got up that well for being on the 35s. And, you know, not being the lightest thing out there. I think it's like 4,500 pounds. Maybe a little bit more with the wild track and all the options it has on it. So, in the power department, I was a little bit more surprised than I thought. So now, the chassis itself, of course, didn't get to do any off-roading, but around the city, I commented that it actually felt a bit smoother than the Raptor, going over some of the imperfections in the road. Potholes, manhole covers, cracks in the road. It actually felt smoother. I don't know if that's just because it's a newer vehicle and, you know, things like bushings and stuff have had less time to wear out compared to this pristine example of a 160,000 mile Raptor. Of course, both of them 35-inch tires on 17-inch wheels. The Raptor has a little bit more suspension travel though, and is kind of made to float over terrain more so than the Bronco. The Bronco has the Bilstein shocks with that Sasquatch package and the Wild Track, but there were less rattles in the cabin. Talking about build quality as well, some people really aren't happy with the build quality on the Bronco, but from what I saw, it was actually pretty good. Like I said, no rattles. Had the soft top version as well. So in terms of the jitters of everyday driving, the Bronco did do pretty well. While we're on the topic of the chassis, let's go ahead and talk about the road noise and whatnot, because I switched my order from a hardtop to a soft top in attempts of avoiding the hardtop mess. And road noise going 60 to 70 for that short stint on the highway wasn't any worse than this truck for sure, with the loud mud trains I have on it, or either of my cars with, you know, exhaust noise rattling. So I guess you could say I'm used to road noise a little bit, but wind noise from the roof didn't seem to be an issue. Not something that I would complain about if I was driving it every day. And the road noise from the tires, they're way better than these. Yeah, these are worn out. We'll see what happens when I get new tires on this. But the Goodyear Territories that come on the Bronco, they seem to be pretty quiet. So now, like I said, interior build quality, I don't see any issues with it. Yeah, a couple of things around the dash are a little bit plasticky, but probably for something that you're going to be off-roading, like my Raptor here, going to the dunes, it's gonna repel sand a little bit nicer than some of the leather and whatnot, and some of this sort of cloth in the seats here on the Raptor. Interior space on the four-door up front feels pretty roomy. It does feel a bit narrow. One thing I'd like to note from the driving experience perspective as well is that the mirrors, they are pretty small. Now my mirrors on my Corvette are small as well, but the visibility out of these, you don't really see that much out of them. So you really gotta face those mirrors outwards in order to see your blind spot. At least that's what I noticed when I was driving the Bronco. Now back to interior space. Front passenger compartment, pretty roomy for both the driver and the passenger. Like I said though, when we were down looking at the Bronco, the rear seat room, if you have a tall adult up front and you want to put a tall adult up in the back, then might be a little tight. I'm obviously not the tallest of adults, but I fit back there just fine. If you're packing the Bronco full of teenagers for the weekend, then it should get the job done. But if you're going to be taking a longer trip with 4 full-size adults, then it might be a little bit cramped back there if the front seats aren't moved up a bit. Last thing on size, overall size of the vehicle. Driving on the road, it actually looks bigger than in the pictures, and it feels a little bit bigger as well. But compared to this thing, the Raptor, yeah, it would be nice to have something that little to off-road in on the trails around here, because the trails around here I can only do about a quarter of them because this thing is just too big, too wide. But the Bronco would hit the trails pretty nicely. So after driving the Bronco now, do I feel like I'm gonna hold out for my 2022 order now? Yes and no. Yes, I'm gonna keep my order in, but I also did order something else that will definitely get here before the Bronco, and I'm gonna go with that first because it's gonna fit what I do a little bit better for the time being. And when my Bronco arrives, we'll see if I take delivery of it. But after driving it, I certainly would like to, just because of how many more open trails I would be able to take in an off-road vehicle compared to the Raptor. The Raptor is great for the dunes around here and the desert, but that's about it. The forest trails definitely need something like the Bronco. So after driving it, yeah, I wanted a little bit more, but I'm also gonna probably get something else before the Bronco comes. Maybe I'll talk about that in another upcoming video. But for those specifically waiting for a Bronco, I can say that, yeah, it's probably worth the wait for those people. Those who are diehard Bronco fans waiting all this time to take delivery of their Bronco, it's definitely worth the wait. But those are some quick impressions after my first time driving a Bronco, finally, after, what has it been, about a year and a half since the reservations opened. So if you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. But with all that being said, join the club, and I'll see you in the next one.